Backyard 4.2G. A roller coaster might be the most dangerous thing anyone has ever done on their own. Our British inventor was in charge of this enormous project. He tested the mini roller coaster in his backyard and then used it for his family and friends. Most of the pieces of the tracks were made of wood. Plastic tubing was used to construct the rails, whereas timber was used for the sleepers. The vehicle is relatively easy to operate, and all passengers are provided with seatbelts for protection. A 3.5-inch air catapult that puts out more than 1,200 pounds of thrust powers the internal mechanisms. Since the racetrack is not very long, it will only be a matter of a few seconds before the car reaches the finish line. But the speed at first start gives you a thrill and adrenaline rush. Phoenix 4. On September 19, 2015, an American named Kurt Vondelius and his team members successfully launched a homemade rocket called the Phoenix 4. The launch happened at a temporary spaceport in Nevada's Black Rock Desert, about 900 miles per hour. The rocket went faster than sound. This is almost 3 times as fast as a commercial plane usually goes. The rocket went up 18.5 miles in 1 minute and 15 seconds. It then landed safely 2 miles from where it took off. The missile didn't get hurt because it had a special parachute. The second launch took place on June 16, 2018, and Phoenix 4 did even better than the first. It went as high as 46 miles, a record for homemade rockets. This happened after more than 5 years of testing, researching, and making plans. The incredible thing is that the whole project was made in a garage, from the design to the parts inside. Porsche 996 Hoverboard. This spectacular vehicle was created from a genuine Porsche 996. So, if you have a passion for sports cars, we strongly advise you to look away from the screen now. The Spanish studio Bell & Bell oversees making these models. The Porsche 996 Hoverboard can no longer go faster than the speed of sound, and it works like a self-balancing scooter. We also know that the car will have a backlight and a built-in voice assistant. The Bell & Bell team used to make furniture, which is interesting, so it shouldn't be surprising that their car looks more like a sofa on wheels. Plastic shredder. With a handmade shredder, you can fight plastic pollution around the globe. This machine can efficiently shred all types of plastic garbage, including bottles, caps, containers, cups, and the numerous plastic details of various devices. This machine is easy to put together. The waste plastic is put into the container, moving toward the rotating shaft. Here, it is shredded and then put on a small conveyor belt. The shredded material is put into a bucket and moved to another place. The worker pushes the object with a unique tool for rugged and rough plastics. The resulting mass is perfect for recycling. Paratrike. This home-built flying aircraft relies on a leaf-on engine that is very much like the well-known and widely used Honda GX640 engine as its primary propulsion system. The gearbox, muffler, propeller, and the person who made it say that it has 17 horsepower. It doesn't weigh more than 105 pounds, which makes it easy to move. As for how it's put together, it's a normal paratrike. People use the parachute as a wing. The pilot sits on a wheeled cart while the plane is in the air. Alexander Maslov is a Russian who makes these cars. One of his works can be bought for as much as $650. Tractor. Let's take a trip to the United Kingdom to check out some more strange automobiles while we're there. In this case, it's a tractor made at home with things lying around. But not even the person who made it knows how to put it in a category. He says it's a mix of a tractor, a car, and a truck. The model is powered by an 8 horsepower engine from a Kohler K180 lawnmower. The device has 28mm ammo. The transmission is a plus 1200 series from a lawn tractor, and the steering wheel is from a green greenhouse heating boiler. The seats were made of 2 planks, and the wheels came from a Ford Model Y. The tractor was constructed between 1932 and 1937, which is the perfect finishing touch to its unique steampunk design. The car was made about 10 years ago, but it's not the only thing the skilled craftsman has ever thought of. He also made a few strange-looking motorcycles out of parts from different bikes. The Furphy Wheel. Work smarter, not harder, has never been truer than this invention. Instead of manually turning the meat on the grill, the guys at Falcon Farm Homestead in Tasmania made this strange grill. At first, it was just a bike wheel, a couple of empty cans, and a water tank. It worked like a water wheel and later got its power from a solar pump. But the project grew, and the structure got so big that more than 100 empty cans were needed to build it. Now, a windmill is used to power the grill. Hovercraft. Ken McDonald is the one who developed this hovercraft from the ground up. The inventor used things he already had to make the vehicle. Ken used wood sheets and insulation. He used glue and even concrete blocks to put the right amount of pressure on the hull. A rigid fabric with a plastic coating was chosen for the air pad. The finished vehicle can only move slowly on smooth floors or soft grass, making a lot of noise. Everyone who sees it is still amazed by it. Trike. Utilizing a constrained number of instruments and spending a comparatively modest amount of money, it is possible to make a one-of-a-kind vehicle, which is in this case a mix of a go-kart and a bike. In about 2 weeks, the Trike was made in Russia. The person who made it used parts of a unicycle, like the front fork, wheels, pedals, and different metal tubes and profiles. The shock absorbers were put on a Chinese scooter, and the seat was taken from a stadium's bleachers. With the help of an angle grinder and a welding machine, all of these parts, the bike, and a set of car wheels were put together. Before starting the project, the creator says he didn't even know how to weld or do engineering. Even without plans, he looked at pictures online to get ideas for his creation. Steam engine car. Traction engines that run on firewood were popular in the 1800s, but it's strange to see them today, especially when regular people and not a company make them. In this model, the wood is brought on board. Biomass briquettes or charcoal can also be used instead. The machine has no actual use, but it can be used to do simple farm work if you want to. WaterCar Panther. 14 years were required for the development of this vehicle by Dave March, which can travel on both land and water. Today, it's a business project, and the fantastic car is being made in large numbers. As the base, a Jeep SUV was chosen. It got a new lightweight steel chassis, and the body was made of fiberglass. It can change from land mode to water mode very quickly. Panthers can move up to 55 miles per hour on land. On the water, the speed is a bit slower, up to 44 miles per hour to make driving safer. A 3.7-liter Honda VTEC is used in the engine. The model is made to hold up to 4 people. Lift. The next invention is quite impressive. This one is made to lift 500 pounds of tools, shingles, and other things onto the roof. Surprisingly, almost all of it is made of wood. Mini food processor. Not having the most up-to-date appliances in the kitchen is not a reason to be upset. You can find enough video instructions on how to make your own on the internet. For example, this mini processor was made with a bottle cap, an electric motor, and a battery. The master used a drill and a hot glue gun. You can blend food in a glass jar with a blender attached to the lid. Even though it's not the most powerful food processor on the market, it's more than enough to puree soft fruits. Vespa Extreme Modify. Take a look at yet another unique automobile hand-built by regular people. Let's go to Indonesia, where they made a 7-meter long combination of a motorcycle and a go-kart. Because of how the hull is shaped, it can carry many people at once. One gas tank isn't enough to power the car's 47 wheels, so it has two. Maybe the only bad thing about it is that it's hard to turn and that the driver and passengers are too close to the ground. Can press. Since empty cans can take up an excessive amount of space, they need to be processed and compressed into a smaller size before being taken to the recycling facility. This will allow for more accessible transportation of the cans, a good change from the usual physical work. In this case, this is an example of a homemade can crusher. One, it works with cans of any size, and each cycle takes precisely 2 seconds. This means that the machine can make up to 1,800 cans per hour. The only problem with the device might be that you must load it by hand. A standard power supply is used to power the press. Magazine speed loader. The US AR-15 semi-automatic rifle can hold 45 rounds in its magazine. Since holding by hand takes too much time, police officers and hunters usually use special tools. They are expensive though, so the option you see on the screen will catch your eye. A piece of wood was used to make this automatic reloading tool. The device's construction is simple and can be put together with a standard set of carpentry tools. Online, it's easy to find detailed video guides on how to build it. Landwalker. This humanoid robot was made in 2005, the first one of its size. It's about 2,200 pounds and 11 feet tall. The robot was made in Japan, and Sakakibara Kikai was the one who thought of it. It was created by just a couple of people working together. Even though a Landwalker has legs, it does not walk in the ordinary sense of the word. It has tracked platforms on its feet that let it move up to 1 mile per hour over flat surfaces. Landwalker didn't do anything useful and was only made as an exhibit. It can, however, fire soft rubber balls. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell buttons.